Hello and welcome to jaydrivingschool.com. My name is Jayashree Somaya and my driving school's name is Jay's A-1 Driving School. Today we'll see the next topic from the test paper. Please like my videos, share them and subscribe to my channel. And please keep on telling others also so they can also benefit. You will be asked in your driving test either to do parallel reverse parking or 3-point turn, and they will ask you to do curbside stop. So what are the points we have to remember in reverse parking or in 3-point turn and in curbside stop while doing them in the test? I will go through it, and we will go through all these points. They are the same points for all the three topics. So we'll talk about parallel reverse parking or angle reverse parking. I would like you to watch my reverse parking video which I have put it, the theory of that reverse parking video as well as the practical part of the reverse parking video. So you will come to know what to take care of while doing the reverse parking in the test and what are the points you have to remember to do it. Now, first of all, we'll talk about reverse parking. So in reverse parking, there is a steering, the first point. In that, when you go for your driving test, make sure you are good at reverse parking. You should know when you start reversing where you should be turning your wheels. So this person went for the test and she did not know how to turn her wheels, in what direction to turn her wheels. That's why she has got a cross there. That's a mistake. Then second point is not touching the curb or object. What does that mean? That means you cannot go and hit the curb, or cannot, if there is a driveway when you are going in behind the parked car while doing reverse parking, and if there is a driveway, your back wheel should not go over the driveway either. That is also considered as touching the curb. Say when you go for your test, I would adjust my left side mirror in such a way that I can see the traffic coming from my left side from behind me, as well as a little bit of curb. Not too much of curb, that means your mirror is completely turned down. So you have to remember not, but a little bit of curb. So as you are reversing back, and if you want to see how far you are from the left side curb, you can lift yourself up a little bit to look into your left external mirror to see how far you are from the curb. So that's very important to check and look through the back window and keep on reversing. You cannot stare in the side external mirror. You have to glance in the side external mirror, and mainly your observation through the back window while reversing. That's very important while doing reverse parallel parking. Third, position. This is the position. That position, in that when you are coming near the parked car, how close you are coming to the parked car before you start doing reverse parking. When you're positioning your car beside the parked car, when you come to do reverse parking, that's the position they'll be checking. You have to be straight and parallel to the parked car. You can't come at an angle. This is all I have explained in my reverse parking video. So you have to be close and parallel to the parked car and within 1 meter from the parked car. And when you are reversing back, and once you finish your reverse parking, your car should be parallel to the curb and within 400 millimeters from the curb. So these are the positions you have to remember, and that's how you should be doing it. So, and as you finish the reverse parking, if your car is crooked to the curb, not parallel to the curb, then you will get cross in the position also. And when you finish your reverse parking, if you get too close to the parked car, less than 1 meter, then also you get a cross in the position. And if you are more than 2 meters away from the parked car, then also you get a cross in your position. These are not fail items, but these things, they make you lose your marks, and because to pass the test you have to get over 90 plus percentage. So be careful. Do try and minimize the mistakes here in that box. Now, sometimes when a learner finishes the reverse parking behind the parked car, what happens? They stop, and because they have to be within 2 meters from the parked car, sometimes there is a driveway on your left side, and some learners think that, oh, I cannot block the driveway, and then they reverse back and stay away from the parked car and do not stop in someone's driveway. But remember, you have to stop close to the parked car, and the limitation is between 1 to 2 meters. You can't be too far from more than 2 meters, and you can't be too close than 1 meter to the parked car. So if there is a driveway there, then ignore the driveway and come close to the parked car and finish your reverse parking. So this is very important. Some of the learners, they don't know. They think they cannot block someone's driveway. That's why they stay back, and that's why if they are more than 2 meters away, then that's a fail item. So remember that. Another thing, so please ignore the driveway while finishing your reverse parking. This is very important point. Observation. In observation, when you are told to do parallel reverse parking behind a parked car in the test, then you must glance in the mirror. What are we looking? Is there any car behind me? How fast it is coming? How close it is? How early should I indicate to slow him down? You must indicate minimum 30 meters before. Then slightly decrease your speed, keep your wheel straight, and then check your left external mirror and left blind spot. And then again rear vision mirror. And then start positioning your car near the parked car. Then once you position well, you come to stop completely and then change the gear to reverse first. Check the gear. Look at the gear and then change the gear. Some of my learners, they go so fast that they go into park by mistake. So be careful. You have to just go to reverse only. Then you check your rear vision mirror to make sure no cars are coming from behind you. Then check across that there is no car coming from opposite direction. If no cars are coming from back and front, then check your right blind spot, even though your left indicator is on, because when you start reversing, your front swings out. So they want you to check your right blind spot. If there is a car in your right blind spot, you should not be doing reversing. So after you check your right blind spot, look over your left shoulder through the back passenger window that there is no child behind you, and while looking through the back window, you start reversing. As you're reversing, you can move your eyeballs, but main observation should be through the back window only. And then so these are the observation. Then come in and do the reverse parking. Once you finish the reverse parking and you are about to come out, because you are parking too close to the car in front, when you finish your reverse parking, you will be within 1 to 2 meters from the parked car. You have to reverse back a little bit, so you have a little bit more room to come out. So when you're coming out, make sure you check, you will be turning the right indicator on. Make sure you check that blind spot just before you come out. If you did check it earlier and you took a while to come out, when you see the traffic around you, when there is no car coming from opposite direction, no cars coming from behind you, check your right blind spot and then come out. So make sure, do not forget this right side blind spot observation as you're coming out, because so many of my learners, they do forget and then they fail there. So I make sure my learners, they know all these points very well, so they do not fail the test. So that's observation. So these are the observation which I have explained in my parallel reverse parking video. Okay, controls. Controls means the gear. When you come to do parallel reverse parking near the park car, you will be in drive at that time. And then once you stop beside the park car, remember to change your gear to reverse first. Some of my learners are so busy checking around and they forget to change the gear. First, always change the gear. That's what I tell my learners. Change the gear first, then start checking around. So that's very important. So do not forget. And you have to look at the gearbox and change the gear. So you can go in reverse only. If you're not looking and try to do it quicker, sometimes some learners go into park instead of reverse. So that is a gear control mistake. So make sure your gear, you put it into proper gear. At that time you watch it, and then you start, after checking around, you start doing the reverse parking. Then once you want to come close to the park car, make sure you look at the gearbox and change it to drive to come forward. Then if you think, oh, I'm not parallel and close to the park car and I have to reverse back, look at the gearbox and change the gear to reverse, and then you reverse after checking everywhere, and then again put it into drive to come forward and finish your reverse parking, because you have 4 maneuvers to do it. Some people finish in 2 maneuvers, so that's fine, no problem. And then once you finish, and when you are about to come out from behind the park car, you will be reversing a little bit because you will be too close to the park car. So put it into reverse and reverse back a little bit, then put it into drive. Don't forget, people, sometimes some learners, they turn their indicators on and they forget about changing the gear, and they are in reverse and they think they have changed the gear, so they put their foot on the accelerator and the car rolls back. So that is also a mistake in control. So remember these things. For manual, make sure these are you have to change the gear to first gear to come out, and when you are reversing, make sure you change the gear to reverse. By mistake, don't go into fourth gear. And make sure you are good at your friction point. So you should not stall. So before you go for your test, make sure you are good at changing gears in manual and you are not stalling. So these points come under controls. While reverse parking, also in controls, they check your gears. How do you change your gears? If you're in manual car, how do you operate your clutch? How do you operate your brake, steering wheel? Where do you turn your wheels? And how do you accelerate? So you have to be good at operating all those controls well. If you make mistake in one of them, then you will get across in the, as I told you in my YouTube, parallel reverse parking, when to indicate, how early to indicate, and once when you're coming near the park car, and when you start reversing, your left indicator will be on, and then when you get to the 45-degree angle to the curb, and then when you start turning your wheels towards right side, your indicator will turn off. That's fine. And then when you reverse back and come forward, then you don't need any indicator. But when you are coming out from behind the park car, you have to indicate. Sometimes some learners do indicate, but just before they come out from behind the parked car on the road, their indicator turns off. No, you make sure you turn it on again and leave it on until you come out properly on the road. Then you turn the indicator off. So signaling is also very important. More than 2 signal mistake nowadays, it's a fail item. So remember signaling and observation. Whenever you have to check the blind spot, make sure you check the blind spot, because more than 2 blind spot mistake, it's a fail item too. So be careful. Thank you. And when you subscribe to my channel, whenever I put the new videos, you will be the first person to see my videos. Thank you.